So you agreed, Wade, that Alex Wassabi, the main event, wasn't promoting his fight. He wasn't promoting his fight. Now let's add more to this. He had an opportunity to fight KSI before, and he backed out of that, didn't show up. Let's add even more. Alex Wassabi got taken under by Jake Paul's promotional team, right? They were representing him, all right? Now let's add another factor. Alex Wassabi pulled out of this fight, all right? Let's add another key evidence, all right? Alex Wassabi, after he drops out of this fight due to a concussion, allegedly, he doesn't show his face. He doesn't communicate with his fans. Alex Wassabi is not a pro boxer. Alex Wassabi is not even comparable to Tommy Fury. Alex Wassabi is an influencer boxer. He got this fight with KSI by uploading videos to YouTube talking shit to KSI over and over and over again, right? But he gets injured and has to drop out, and he doesn't make a video. We don't see his face. He doesn't attempt to prove that, like, he has this injury. He puts forward, a CT scan that doesn't even prove concussions. Like, what is going on? Alex Wassabi's behavior is shady. When you think about him dropping out of an event that he didn't even promote, people have a right to be suspicious. His behavior is suspicious. The fact that there's no Twitter video, there's no YouTube, it's suspicious. And people are asking these questions because it's suspicions. Oh my God. Suspicious. You're a boxing journalist. Why aren't you asking this question? Alex Wassabi's behavior is strange. It is strange. It feels like something shady is going on. And the stranger it is, the more questions that are going to be asked. You don't get that? You don't understand? I don't blame anyone for having that conspiracy theory that somehow foul play is involved. I don't blame them because it's strange. It's weird. Things aren't adding up.
My guy, listen, man, I think we're just going to have to agree to disagree on this one, right? You're suspicious of Alex, and that's fine. Your opinion kind of can't change that on my end. But the reasons you gave, you said Jake is a part of Alex's advisor team. The fact that Alex didn't do much promotion, which we kind of already addressed, but I guess I will again. And the suspicion around the concussion. The evidence that we've been provided, you included, is that Alex has a concussion. You choose to believe that or not, I can't really do anything with it. But if you don't believe that, and that's coming from Alex's team, and we talked about the fact that you got info that Alex had been throwing up days prior to that, which would be cause to go and get a concussion checked out, and it turns out that's what it was diagnosed as. That's kind of the evidence that I'm using, the factual evidence of what happened, not the advisor role that Jake has, because if there's no real proof that Jake pulled him out of this fight, I tend not to put it out there that that's a possibility of it happening. The other thing that you talked about was, like you said, Alex never wanted this fight, and that's just not true. We talked about this a second ago. Alex, even if he wasn't promoting as much as he should have been, and I agree he should have been promoting more, absolutely, he does kind of do this, though. This is par for the course for Alex. The Deji fight proved Alex is not a big back-and-forth trash talker. It's not something he does well. And again, not really in his personality. So I don't know, again, if it was in contracts, that's a different story, but I don't know that we can slander him and say he doesn't deserve, another fight, or that he was never intent on taking the fight with KSI. When I saw him in those sparring sessions, preparing, working hard behind the scenes, getting ready for said fight. And I think that's something that was basically my sticking point, that Alex got dogpiled here when he was training for this fight, when he was getting ready. And it didn't feel right because people aren't acknowledging that it was also taken away from Alex too, right? He didn't go in there and say, hey, give me a concussion, punch me up and take me out of this fight where I'm going to make a ton of money to go and fight. And yeah, I just don't, doesn't make a lot of sense to me to throw that accusation out there. Not saying you did, but people ran with the things that you said. But yeah, I just didn't like that Alex was put in this hole where he was afraid of taking the KSI fight, or he was some disgrace because he didn't promote enough, when that's really who he's been as far as the promotion goes. And that's all I really got to say, man. I'm excited to work with you. August 27th, Misfits Boxing. Let's go.
Wait, I'm watching a documentary, something I study in my own private time, missing people and stuff, international parks, all kinds of things. I started thinking how these things are related, because There's somebody missing in our community, Alex Wasabi. And that's my main point. Alex Wasabi is a YouTuber. Wait, he's a YouTuber, okay? If he has to drop out of a fight, we see a video from him on YouTube, or at least a Twitter video, explaining what happened. We're not seeing that. That is strange. That is so strange in influencer boxing, Wade. You know, you're all focused on me and, you know, my opinions on how this is so strange. The behavior of Alex Wasabi is so strange. But the number one people in the community that are way bigger than me, that have questions, that also find it strange, is KSI. You know, how come you're not addressing KSI's concerns on how strange this is? Mams Taylor, KSI's manager. I mean, the whole team of KSI is like really like looking at this like, why are we not seeing anything from Alex Wasabi? Like, this is YouTube 101. If you get injured, you have to drop out of a fight. After all this history, we're seeing a YouTube video of you addressing it. And that's not happening. That is strange. What is the other thing that we said, that you just said in this Twitter video? Oh, the promotion thing. The reason why I said Alex Wasabi deserves no respect is because you got to sell tickets in this business. You got to promote your fights. Or what value do you have? It's like, it's not based on skill alone. That's for real boxing. Influencer boxing, you got to sell influencer boxing, you have to sell tickets. All right? And like, why would anyone want to put him on a card if they know he's not going to promote his fight? You know? And it's not, you said, well, he's not the type to talk trash. But then why is he saying, KSI, if you come down to my weight, I will humble you, boy. Like, why is he? Yes, he does. And he doesn't have to talk trash to promote his fight. There's a million other things he can do to promote his fight. Just talk about your fight coming up, you know, on your own social media platforms. He wasn't doing that. That's not respectful, you know. Misfit Boxing gives this dude the opportunity of a lifetime, and he doesn't even attempt to promote it. I mean, that's you don't give respect to someone like that, even in real boxing. All right. Somebody that can sell tickets, someone that promotes their fights, gets better opportunities. Look at Jake Paul. Look at the fucking opportunities he's getting. All right? And that's because he can sell tickets. He promotes his fight. He has respect for, you know, the pay-per-view and the business as a whole. You know, you're hired by these people. You're getting, you got a job by Misfit Boxing, right? Don't you think the fighters should be promoting their fights? Like, that should be a big thing. I mean, these are red flags. All these things are red flags. I know you went and seen Alex face-to-face and he was training hard and you saw it with your own eyes. That's fine. But training for what? Training for KSI or training for his next fight? Because I thought it was strange the first time Alex addressed any of this, he was talking about next fight being announced soon. You're not seeing these red flags, Wayne? Wayne, you're not seeing any red flags with this. None. None. It's strange. It's very strange.